Now, where do we go from here? Very simply, I want you to just take a look at this, because we have been building liquidity throughout the entire day in that pink rhythm here. Now, when you're able to see this, you will understand a little bit more. Waiting for 5-day, which will probably trend up to that 650 mark here. Now, if we want to see any upsides tomorrow, you have to be looking out for, very importantly, whether it regrabs the liquidity here on the way up. So quite straightforward when you are able to see how the selling is controlled here. And that's from the magenta rhythm right there. So tomorrow, if there isn't a stronger head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder pattern here, especially off that green rhythm, just be very mindful to wait for cups to close. Because otherwise, wait for cups to close. They're never too late, right? So allow the market to build more liquidity. Remember, that's what I wanted. At the start of the day, right here, I talked about it at 11 a.m. as well, right? We probably knew that it needed to grab more liquidity if it wants to head up. So let it build more liquidity. In that case, if the structure isn't that clear, just wait for cups to close. So waiting for cups to close, you can afford to do that. Just be patient, allow cups to close in that case. There is very beautiful liquidity here with that blue rhythm if this wants to dump. So you can afford to wait if it wants to happen, trending down at magenta right there. And if it breaks down, you want to see stronger selling in that green rhythm if it wants to head down. So just set alerts here, probably near where the 5-day moving average will be, closing the cup here if it wants to. So pay close attention as well to that. Remember, I mentioned that the larger liquidity will be where it may coincide with Powell next Wednesday. So just allow that to build. If it wants to head down, the larger liquidity level will be here, coinciding with the 5-day and 20-day. So if it wants to head down, you will see the market already preparing 5-day basing and trending near to where the 20-day is. And that's where you see that we will probably start wedging for the next week or so if it truly wants to dump there. But otherwise, just be more mindful. I would very much prefer a clearer head here if it wants to head up here. So there are many ways to be looking out there. A 5-day retest will be absolutely beautiful, and re-grabbing that liquidity from that magenta, that will be great. But if we do not get there, then wait for cups to close instead. You will get your structure if this wants to head up, so don't worry about it. Always trade as structure demands. So when you understand all these context, and a big part of it is watching yesterday's video, which will link you to yesterday's video, and it's about understanding the context day after day, and when you are able to do so, you are able to understand the contextual clues, not just for today, but throughout the entire range that the market is leaving us, so that you are able to plan ahead and know where the possible traps are. This is why you watch the videos daily. So thank you very much for watching, and see you closer to opening bell.